My name is Ankush Jaggi. Welcome to Upscale with Ankush. Now we'll be speaking about what is exactly business economics. Economics simply means using economic principles to make better business decisions. In other words, बोले तो business economics combine economic theory with practical business decision making. What? Practical decision making. Its objective is simple: maximize the profit, minimize the risk, and make a better managerial decisions. Imagine, my friends, you are the CEO of Zomato. Every day you have hundreds of questions. Should we increase the delivery charge? Should we expand to another city? Should we offer discounts? Should we hire more delivery partners? What to hire more delivery partners? Should we increase the price? Should we reduce the cost? सोचिए आप एक CEO, आपको कितने क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. They are not random decisions, my friends. They are business economic decisions. Now, what is a positive economic versus a normative economics? Now, friends, we often get confused between these two concepts. Now, what is a positive economics? It's simplified. Tell us what is. It only observes the facts. It only observes the facts. No suggestions, no options, just a reality check. Normative economics, on the other hand, tell us what ought to be. It suggests actions. It recommends decisions. It helps the manager to solve problems. Now, my friends, in Indian example, let's take Zomato. Zomato, suppose it noticed that food delivery reduces by 20% during heavy rainfalls. बाहर से 20% आपका धंधा कम हो रहा है during heavy rainfall. Now this is a positive economics because they are observing. Management say we should pay delivery partner an additional 30 rupees. क्या मेरे दोस्तों एक additional 30 rupees pay करते हैं during heavy rainfalls. This is a recommendation as a business decision. Then this becomes a normative economics. Business economics mainly follow this approach because businesses don't survive only by observing problems. They survive by solving them, which is normative economics is very important. Now let's take an example of an international company, Spotify. Spotify noticed that people are shifting to other music platforms. They observe, so that is a positive economic. Then management decides, let's give a student a 50% discount to retain the customers of the student base. The recommendation becomes a normative economic. See the difference, my friends. Observation versus action. Now it's very important not only to observe, but when you act, it becomes a normative economics. Now business economics in one line. What is in one line? It is all about taking the right decision at the right time using economic logic, my friends. Now, my friends, let's speak about the central problem of an economy. Central problem of an economy I'm speaking about. Let's start this section with a simple situation. Imagine you are a CEO of a company. You have very limited money, very limited employees, limited machinery, my friends, limited raw materials, limited time, but the customer demands is unlimited. Now tell me, can you produce everything for everyone whenever they are asking? Obviously not. That is exactly where economics begin. The biggest challenge in every economics is scarcity. क्या है scarcity मेरे दोस्तों? Human wants are unlimited, but the resources are limited. Because of this imbalance, every country, every business and every individual has to make choices. क्या है? Choices करनी पड़ती है. That is why the economists say economic is a science of making choice under condition of scarcity. Once you understand this in one sentence, आपका आधा economics तो यहाँ ही easy हो जाता है. Why do economic problem exist? A common student asks is, if technology is improving every year by year, why do economic problem exist in reality? आज भी क्यों economic problem के बारे में हम पढ़ रहे हैं in the 21st century? Answer is simple. No matter how advanced a country becomes, the resources will always remain limited. The land is limited, my friends. Money आपकी limited है, land limited है, natural resources तो और भी limited है. But the human wants कभी ख़त्म नहीं हो रही है. They are unlimited. As one wants gets fulfilled, never people are satisfied, and that is why economic problem can never completely disappear. in any conditions. Central problem of an economy, because the resources are scarce. Every economy has to answer 4 important questions. क्या करना है? 4 important question answer करने. These 4 questions decide the future of every country and every businesses. Let's understand simple one by one. What to produce? Imagine you are running a factory. Should you manufacture electric cars today, or a petrol car, or a luxury car, or a budget car? Since the resources are limited, you cannot manufacture everything. So the first decision is what should be produced. Now क्या produce करना है? Now let's understand by Indian example, Tata Motors. Should they manufacture more EV cars, or increase the production of cars like Punch? The decision depends upon customer demands, the profitability, what is the current government policies, and the market trends क्या है. This is the first economic problem. What? This is the first economic. Now what is, एक और समझते हैं, एक example से. Apple launches only a few iPhone model every year. Can Apple manufacture 500 different phones? No. Instead the company carefully decide which model, कौन सा मॉडल एक कस्टमर को एक्चुअली चाहिए. दैट इज सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस. सो भले वो एक इंडियन कंपनी हो गई, फॉरेन कंपनी हो गया, व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. How to produce? The second problem is how to produce. Now suppose you have decided what to manufacture. The next question becomes how should it be produced? कैसे इसको बनाना है? Should the production be done using more machines or more workers? This decision directly affects your what? Production cost. Business always try to choose which is the most efficient method. Also labor intensive production से, if the production is mainly depends on the worker, किस पे? worker पर depend हो रहा है, तो it is called as a labor intensive. Now एग्जाम्पल, एक हैंडलूम इंडस्ट्री, हैंडीक्राफ्ट, ट्रेडिशनल फर्नीचर, आपके कारपेट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, दिस इंडस्ट्री क्रिएट मोर एम्प्लॉयमेंट, सो दे आर लेबर इंटेंसिव प्रोडक्शन. नाउ व्हाट इज अ कैपिटल इंटेंसिव प्रोडक्शन? इफ द प्रोडक्शन मेनली डिपेंड्स ऑन मशीन्स, आपके टेक्नोलॉजी, इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ कैपिटल इंटेंसिव प्रोडक्शन. एग्जाम्पल इंक्लूड्स ऑटोमोबाइल्स, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग स्टील प्लांट्स, all refineries, semiconductors, manufacturing. Your machine perform most of the crucial work. Productivity increases, but the employment generation is comparatively lower in capital intensive production sectors. Now understand through example. A local tailor stitches clothes manually. It is a labor intensive. Now a Raymond is automating the garment factory, uses advanced machinery. That is a capital intensive. Same product, different production method. So now this was a normal tailor. We understood Indian tailor versus Raymond's. Stand through international example. Tesla factories use robotic arms for assembling vehicle. Very few workers, maximum automation. That is called as a capital intensive production. Now let's third problem. For whom to produce? For whom to produce? Now assume production is complete. The next question, who should receive these products? किसको ये products मिलने चाहिए? Since the goods are limited, not everyone, my friends, not everyone can buy everything. Distribution depends mainly on income, परचेजिंग पावर, एफोर्डेबिलिटी. इसको समझते हैं एक इंडियन एग्जाम्पल से. लग्जरी अपार्टमेंट्स इन मुंबई अब परचेज बाय हुम? बाय द हाई इनकम इंडिविजुअल्स. अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग स्कीम टारगेट्स द मिडिल इनकम ग्रुप्स. सेम सिटी, डिफरेंट कस्टमर्स, बिकॉज माई फ्रेंड्स परचेजिंग पावर इज वेरी डिफरेंट. तो आपका टारगेट कस्टमर वैसे डिफरेंट होगा. आप लग्जरी को टारगेट करें या आप अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग सेक्टर को कर रहे हो. इंटरनेशनल एग्जांपल, रोलेक्स मैन्युफैक्चर द प्रीमियम वॉचेस. कैन एवरीवन अफोर्ड अ रोलेक्स? नो. द कंपनी टारगेट कस्टमर्स विद हुम? विद अ हाई परचेजिंग पावर. कौन टारगेट कर रहा है? हाई परचेज. दिस आंसर द क्वेश्चन फॉर हुम टू प्रोड्यूस. हु इज द करेंट टारगेट सेक्टर. चौथे क्वेश्चन के बारे में, व्हाट प्रोविजंस शुड बी मेड फॉर फ्यूचर ग्रोथ. क्या प्रोविजंस करने हैं फॉर द फ्यूचर ग्रोथ? दिस इज प्रॉब्ली वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इग्नोर्ड क्वेश्चंस माय फ्रेंड्स. फ्यूचर ग्रोथ, बट दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. company earns huge profit this year, should it spend everything today or it should invest for tomorrow? A smart business always save and invest for future expansion. Country also think in the same way. They invest in education, technology, infrastructure, healthcare, research, renewable energy, because the future growth depends on today's investment. Now let's understand through a classic example. India's investment in Digital India, high speed rail, expressway and semiconductor manufacturing is not only for today, it is preparing the country for the next coming years for becoming a superpower. Now understand through an international example. Now South Korea invested in the past heavily in education, technology decades ago. When no one was thinking about technology and education, they invested. So companies like Hyundai, Samsung, they came up. They are dominating the entire world. Because of their future planning, they are dominating the world. Future planning created today's success. Now I'm giving a trick, a quick memory trick. You will be very thankful. Whenever you forget about the 4 problems, just remember this sequence. First is what, second is how, third is for whom, fourth is for future growth. Every economy answer these 4 questions. Only the method changes, my friend. Only what? The method is changing. And that brings us to our next topic, which is economic system. Now friends, what is the economic system? Here is an interesting question. If every country faces the 4 economic problems, why are the solutions different for every country? Why does India work differently from China? Why is the USA different from Cuba? Because different countries follow different economic systems. These are 3 major systems, my friend. First is a capitalist economy. Second is a socialist economy. Third one is a mixed economy. And everything in detail. Now what is a capitalist economy? A free market economy, my friends. A free market economy. Imagine there is no government interference. Businesses are free to decide what to produce, how much to produce, what price to be charged, where to invest. Everything is decided by the businesses and the customers. This system is called as a capitalist economy. Here, the private ownership dominates the what? Competition. Competition is high. Innovation is encouraged. And always the ultimate objective is profit maximization. Then through an international example, the United States is one of the best known example of a capitalist economy. Companies like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla compete freely. Their success depends on what, my friends? Their innovation, quality and customer satisfaction. There is a very less government interference. Advantage of capitalism. Why do many countries prefer capitalism? Because it encourages competition, innovation, better quality, consumer choice as well as economic growth. Businesses constantly improve because customer always have alternative. Advantages of a capitalism. What are the limitations of capitalism? However, every system has a disadvantage. Capitalism can also create income inequality, monopolies, over exploitation of resources, प्रॉफिट बिफोर द सोशल वेलफेयर. हर जगह पैसा ही पैसा, सोशल वेलफेयर तो कोई सोच ही नहीं रहा. कैपिटलिज्म इज रेयरली फॉलोड टुडे. Speak about a socialist economy. Now what is a socialist economy? Now imagine the opposite situation. Instead of a private business, the government owns almost everything. They are owning everything, whether it is a factory, whether it is a railway, major industries, आपके natural resources हो गए. Government decides what to produce, how much to produce, कितना price charge करना है, how goods should be distributed. This system is called as a socialist economy. its primary objective क्या है? Profit नहीं कमाना है. Its objective is social welfare. Now let's take an example of Indian example. Indian public distribution system is a good example of socialist thinking. The government supply food, grain at a subsidized price so that even low income families can afford essential goods. These focus is welfare rather than the profit. Understand, friends, with an international example, countries like Cuba have traditionally followed a socialist model where the government controls major industries and decides production, their pricing. Now, what are the advantages of socialism? Socialism focus on equal distribution of wealth. What are, my friends? Equal distribution of friends, on social welfare, on employment generation, reduce inequalities, better access to basic services, better access to basic. Now we spoke about the positivity. Now what are the limitations of socialism? There are challenges too. Less competition, there is a low innovation, limited customer choice, higher government control. Without competition, businesses often have less incentive to improve quality and efficiency. People don't have motivation to create world class products. Now we spoke about capitalist economy, the socialist economy. Speak about the mixed economy. Mixed economy, now comes the system that India follows and maximum economies are follow. It combines the best features of both capitalist economy and socialism. Private business operate freely. At the same time, there is a government which regulates the important sectors to protect the public interest. In simple word, profit and social welfare go hand in hand. Public sector and private sector plays an important role in economy success. Now, understand through an Indian example. Take India's banking industry, my friends. There are private banks which are like HDFC banks, ICICI banks, Axis Bank, compete with each other. At the same time, there are public sector banks like SBI, Bank of Baroda, Punjab National Bank, ensure financial inclusion and support government schemes. Competition exists, but regulation by RBI protects customers and maintain stability. This is a classic example of a mixed economy, my friends. Now let's understand with a classic international example. The United Kingdom follows a mixed economy. There are private companies. Private company operates across industries. At the same time, government provides healthcare through national health services. Private enterprises and public welfare do coexist. Now there is a comparison made easy whenever you compare, my friends, the three systems. Remember these three words. Capitalism मतलब profit, socialism मतलब welfare, mixed economy मतलब balance. If you remember these just three keywords, you will never confuse between what is a mixed economy, what is a capitalist economy, and what is a socialist economy. So now we have understood multiple things. Why an economic problem exists, why there is a scarcity and choice, four central problems of an economy. What is a labor intensive versus a capital intensive? What is a capitalist economy? What is a socialist economy? And what is the most important, mixed economy? And more important, you learn how these concepts work in real businesses and real economics, and not only in, my friends, textbook, because that's exactly what the business economy is all about. Understanding the world around us, not mesmerizing the definitions. Keep learning, keep growing, keep upskilling with Ankush. Thanks a lot, my friends, for attending this wonderful lecture. Thanks a lot, my friends. Subscribe us. Thanks a lot once again, my friends. Thank you.